Okay, back again on another episode. Today we are going to be making a picture frame for a souvenir I picked up when I was in Washington, D.C. last year. If you know me, I really like aerospace, and I got a picture of the Wright brothers flyer that was built in 1903. If you ever go to Washington, D.C., I suggest you check out the National Air and Space Museum. It's pretty cool. I first start by cutting my pieces down to size and then send them through the planer so I know that they're flat. I think out of all the wood that I work with, walnut is my absolute favorite. I even like the way it smells when I'm cutting it. Next I go over to the router table and cut out a rabbet for the glass in the picture to actually sit in so it's flush on the back. If you don't have a router table, you can achieve the same cut by making many little ones on your table saw. It doesn't happen quite as fast, but it still happens all the same. This is a simple jig that I built using a YouTube tutorial similar to this one. It's really handy to make sure that every angle you cut is exactly 45 degrees. I've built picture frames other than this one without a jig, and I can say from first-hand experience that this is the way better way to build picture frames. This is another jig that I built by watching another video online, and it's really handy for keeping even clamping pressure on all four corners. I clamp it in there with the faces of the picture frame looking up so I can make sure that all joints are leveled and I won't have to sand that much. After I get it out of the clamps, I take it into the sanding room and give all the glue joints a good sand over so it's perfectly smooth for the next step. As you can see, jigs are very handy in the woodworking process. I'm going to use this one to cut a little slit in each of the corners to hold it together better and give it a little accent. This amount of glue is really overkill, and I would definitely just squirt the glue into the cutouts, but my little glue buddy was at home and this is what I had to work with. So hey, it gets the job done, so I can't be that mad about it. Also, I think my next video is going to be about building a dead blow hammer, because I really shouldn't be using a metal hammer in this scenario at all. Like, this is sacrilegious. I could just be using the bandsaw to cut all the excess off, but I have this Japanese handsaw and it cuts like hot knife through butter. But it'll also cut through your skin like hot butter too, so be careful with them. After I get all the excess cut off, I take it back into the sanding booth, clean it up so it's all smooth and feels like one solid piece of wood. It looks beautiful and holds it together better because two end joints just don't glue up well stuck together. This part here is extra. I just didn't want it to stick off the wall any further than it had to, so I routed out the channels for the hanging hardware to go. You absolutely could just screw the hanging hardware on the back and have it stick off the wall, but I'm extra, so deal with it. Then after getting all the main bodies cut out, I take my chisel, go back in and straighten up the lines and clean out the edges. Now this happened to be a pretty well viewed TikTok, at least for my channel, so enjoy it at normal speed for a few seconds. I admit it is pretty satisfying to watch the CNC machines do their work. Sometimes I find myself just sitting in there, watching it run, like a beautiful sunset. After I get the plaque cut out, I'm going to super glue it to the front. I pre-measured all this so it should perfectly align with the center. The super glue dries in about 5 minutes, so pretty much immediately I can flip it over and start doing the measurements for the brackets that will hold the back of the picture in. Now, my favorite part, the finishing. I use a satin clear enamel for damn near everything, and it makes the wood pop and provides an everlasting finish that will hold out for years to come. That stuff dries in about 30 minutes, so I was pretty quickly able to bring it out and drop my piece of glass in and my poster in there to see how it looks. I probably could have got away with just doing 4 of these little tabs, but I figured the glass was kind of heavy in the back, and so I didn't want to risk it falling out. I was not disappointed. I was so pleased with how this came out. Not bad for a guy learning off YouTube himself. I was able to talk to my fiance into letting me hang this up in our bedroom. Man, she's the greatest. I guess it helps that we got engaged on this trip, so it really wasn't that hard to persuade her. Once again, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and most importantly, enjoy my content. I really am enjoying making these videos and learning so much about the video editing side and learning way more about woodworking than I already knew.